Whoops. How's it going, everyone? We are going to start streaming in just a moment here. I'm just getting things ordered up. Oh, I hear myself repeating. This one. There we go. I woke up late because daylight savings threw me off. So I'm having coffee, and this is my morning stream. I'm on the East Coast, so it's pretty late in the day to wake up. What are you gonna do though? I think we are ready to go. Turn this down. That wonderful soundtrack's from Animal Crossing New Leaf. And it's real easy to pick a song for the stream. I just choose what time it is, which all the songs are based on time. Makes it nice and easy. Alright, we are going to pull up the real-time corruptor. If you're unfamiliar with the format of my streams, I pretty much go over exactly how to corrupt from a very basic standpoint, and then we go a little bit more advanced as we create more advanced corruptions. And at the end, we create a stockpile of all the corruptions that we enjoy, and I upload that stockpile at the end of the stream in case you want to download it, reroll the corruptions, or use them for any of your personal use. So we have the window here. Everything looks good to go. I'll explain everything that's on these regions all on the right there in just a minute or so once we start corrupting. Off to the far right, yeah, I'll explain everything as we go. We don't have to worry about it yet. Let's begin. Make sure the sounds alright. Let me turn that down to a tad. Alright. I messed up. I don't know the controls. I know there's A. Oh, that's neat. We're gonna create a save state in the creepy old man. That's where we're gonna begin. And save state. So now, you can't see the save state, but we have a state saved within the, save state manager, where you can go back to, also, restream. Let me clear that out. A test message there. Okay, great. So, now we can begin corrupting the ROM. Now that we have a clean save state, we're always going to go back to that clean save state and apply a corruption to it. And then if that corruption goes wrong, we can always reload the fresh state, or we can save the new corruption. Next, we're going to do a little bit of prototyping to see what sort of corruptions this ROM accepts, which ones create interesting effects, stuff like that. And to do so, we have a couple of memory domains that we can mess with. These memory domains are predefined within the real-time corruptor that I'm using for these corruptions. And they may not, be perfect across all ROMs. Occasionally they are, how would you say, the memory isn't stored in the fashion that the real-time corruptor believes it is. So, for example, OEM are object files in the games, typically sprites. Sometimes the sprites actually aren't stored within the predefined term. It's stored somewhere else, or they're not stored in the same fashion. Anyways, we're going to try a couple of these here. We're going to start messing with just RAM, so we just have that one selected. And we're going to try blasting the ROM just once. And you notice nothing happens on screen. We're supposed to start seeing something. So what we're going to do is we're going to increase the intensity of our corruption. And just drag the slider up here. 50 is a fairly good starting place. And then immediately we actually have a corruption with a fairly low intensity. That's actually extremely low. I usually go up in the hundreds, but off the bat, it looks like we have, the sprite of the old man changed, some of the fire location changed, and that makes sense since this is a very small ROM. It's, for the NES. It doesn't have a lot of data to it, so corrupting it usually produces interesting results with little to no problems, at least at the lower intensities. So what we can do from here is we can load our save state, and try this again. And this time, did it crash? Yeah, it crashed this time. Another crash, but a couple other things happen. So we know we can mess with the RAM, at least to change how things are positioned, and maybe the sprites themselves, like we saw with the old man. Moving on, we're going to touch WRAM. That froze. I'm going to create a manual save state in this hawk to make this go a little bit faster. Also, that's right, there's no music for this. Let me see. I'm going to play something. Hopefully that doesn't all of a sudden get much louder. Okay. We're going to go back to our save state. Oh, we pause the emulation. There we go. Okay, now we can start messing with WRAM. Here we see the hearts go off screen. Link is still alive, but he vibrates if you try going right. A couple crashes here. Screen tilt. Sprite change. More sprite changes. Okay. We can also mess with this a bit. He's going crazy. To see what we get from these corruptions on WRAM. And real quick, I should say something. A couple of these memory domains, if you see I hit auto select domains here, all the ones that are selected are what's referred to as rewind safe. And if you look at the emulation, if I step forward a couple times, I can rewind the emulation to go backwards in time. And all the memory domains that are selected here allow that function to happen. I can rewind without an issue, so if I do a really bad corruption, I can go backwards and get rid of the corruption that I created, and maybe corrupt in a different way. These other ones, like PowRAM, which are the palette files of the game, that one's not necessarily rewind safe. It can be, but not always. And that's not necessarily a bad one. It's just not safe to rewind it. It would be more like a permanent corruption. Program ROM, it would be the ROM itself. Functions in the ROM. You don't really want to corrupt that unless you're really digging at the bottom of the barrel. Alright, and I don't know a lot of what these other ones are. Like, I don't know what CI RAM is and CHR character. So let's take a look at what these do. I'm not really seeing anything. We're going to try upping the intensity. Just manually blasting the ROM. Yeah, not a lot, so... Oh, there is music. It's just not in the creepy dungeon. Okay, well, we're going to be corrupting the dungeon for a while, so that's right. So we don't need to mess with CHR. We can keep that in mind. We're going to try CI RAM, which is name tables. Yeah. So this one I'm going to attribute similar to VRAM. However, look at all the text on the screen. That's kind of neat. We have a very high intensity. Let's try knocking that down to like 50 again. I'm going to attribute this similar to VRAM, like on the Game Boy Advance, where what it mostly does is it changes what's visually drawn to the screen. And while it looks a lot of fun when you blast it a couple times and get some weird stuff on the screen, what we're really interested in these corruptions are the mechanical corruptions, or the mechanical, the physical things that happen to the ROM that changes how it works and stuff like that. And these visual corruptions kind of get in the way of that. They draw on top of the stuff we're looking at, and it can be hard to distinguish exactly what's going on. So if you were to make a corruption, I usually don't suggest either corrupting VRAM or in this case CIRAM, because it just looks like cloud vomit. Bring that down a bit. Okay. So we'll be leaving that alone for a little while. I usually add CIRAM corruptions after the fact if I see a really chaotic looking corruption that I want to add more on top of. But again, don't touch it unless you're specifically looking for this sort of visual effect. Or if you specifically want stuff drawn to the screen that you're looking for. That's more getting in the ROM hacking than corruptions. Next we have Program ROM. We're not going to do that right now. We're going to do Power RAM, see if the color palette is stored within this memory domain, and it looks like it is. So we get some very nice looking effects out of this. And I personally love when palettes are recolored. It looks awesome to me. Different fire colors. You can do some neat effects out of this. And is it temporary? It is temporary, it looks like. And if I go back inside... No, wait, it's not. Let's see. This one doesn't persist. This one doesn't. Okay, so we can force it to be permanent, but for the time being, it's just temporary. Yeah. I don't think I have anything else to say about that. Neat though. I am curious, we tried CHR earlier. That might be related to the music, so let me real quick mute my background audio. And I want to see if we can corrupt the music here. Okay. If we can corrupt the music, it's not related to CHR memory domain. So we don't have to worry about that. Let's go back inside. I'll play a little more music. And now we're going to mess with OEM. Usually when you mess with OEM, it's a little hard to tell what's going on the screen, and to see whether the OEM memory field is being used in the proper way that the real-time corruptor looks for. And what I normally suggest, if you just manually blast it a couple times, you're looking for sprites to flicker on screen, because usually that's what's being stored are the sprite files, or something along the lines of that. And I'm not seeing anything while I'm flickering this and trying to manually blast a corruption. I'm not seeing anything flicker. If we did, we could use the Hellgenie engine in order to create a permanent corruption, so that we can freeze that flicker in place. But since we're not seeing anything happen, I don't think we have to worry about it. So we won't be messing with OEM. Lastly, we have System Bus, which will be, as I understand it, System Bus is really everything else that's a part of the ROM, including all of the predefined memory domains. Also not rewind safe, so looks like we're actually permanently crashed here, so I have to reboot the emulator. Which, you know, isn't the hardest thing, it just takes a moment. Yeah, we get some stuff with this though. Anyways, yeah, I understand it as just everything else that's in the ROM. Have access to the entire ROM itself. Maybe it's the system, I don't know. Anyways, we'll mess with that a tiny bit as well. So, without further ado, we're going to move on now from just manually prototyping, seeing what kind of corruptions we can create, to the glitch harvester. And this little bit of recon is helpful because then you know which memory domains you're allowed to mess with to produce interesting results before you start saving your corruptions for later use. Don't go too far with the prototyping. You only need to get a general idea of what you're allowed to corrupt before you start saving the corruptions. You don't want something amazing to happen and you can't save it. So we're going to move on. I have the RAM memory domain selected, just our first one. And we're going to move over to the Windows glitch harvester. Now, the glitch harvester works by using that save state that we automatically created at the beginning in the stream, applying a corruption to it, and loading that corruption immediately. And I'll show you what I mean. We're going to blast this with an intensity of 100. This one. You'll see automatically we're in a different place, and a number appeared on something called our stash history. So this number is the save state we created, and this is the corruption that happened when you load the save state. Kinda neat. It tilted the map a little bit. We're going to try that again. And again. And we got the Triforce. Or a piece of the Triforce, I should say. So neat. This one's very creepy cave. So you know what? I kind of like this one. I guess I won, right? Sure seems like it. Also, I got the wand already. That's neat. So as an example one, we're going to open this in the blast editor. And we're going to throw this on the stockpile to take a look at what goes on with the stockpile. So in the blast editor, we're going to do something called sanitize our corruptions. And it's very important to sanitize your corruptions because it improves the stability of the corruption. And it just narrows down the bare minimum of memory writes that you need. So in order to do this, you see we have a bunch of memory writes here. And it gives you a lot of information. The source address that it's writing within memory, the value it sends to that memory, what sort of, if it's set the value or if it permanently is setting the value, what memory domain it does it to. Lots of different things here you can mess with. And in the real-time corruptor, unlike the Windows glitch harvester, you're allowed to change these values, which is fantastic. So later on, if we figured out, this creates the black screen, we can do 73 and maybe it will create a purple screen. Something along the lines of that. Alright, so I'm going to change that back to 72. And what we're going to do is, there are a lot of things going on the screen right now. There's a green pixel at the top right. We have a 1 for some reason, before we even have the sword. Screen is painted black, the fire is still. A lot of these corruptions aren't absolutely necessary, and what we're going to do is we're going to remove those unnecessary ones in order to create a more robust, stable corruption. It's like trimming off the extra fat that you don't need. And to do that, we're going to randomly disable half of these memory writes. You see the check mark are the ones that are enabled, and we disabled some of them. And now we're going to load that corruption again and see if the stuff we're looking for persists. In this case, the screen is still black, which I'm looking for. We still have the wand, which is something I'd like to keep. But you'll notice the fire is now moving, so that visual corruption's gone. And the green pixel swaps sides over to the left side. So since this has mostly, if not everything I'm looking for, I'm going to remove the ones we disabled and proceed in this fashion again. See if we have anything we want. In this case, I don't have the wand, so I don't have that ability. I can assume that it's within the half that I disabled, so if I invert the ones we disabled, we should be able to see the wand in this corruption. And we do. However, the screen is not black. So we need to re-roll our corruption in order to try to get both of those corruptions in the same half. We're going to do it again. In this case, I don't see the wand, and the screen is not black, so I can try inverting it here. And there we go. We have both of our effects in the same half. So we're going to remove. And I'm just going to continue this in this fashion until we have what we're looking for. You notice up here at the top right, it says we have 25 memory writes left. Now we have 12, and we're just whittling it down slowly. Also, good to see you, Odie man. How you doing, man? I caught one of your Dwarf Fortress streams recently. Just hanging out, yeah. It's actually morning for me. Kind of. I woke up late because of daylight savings. I forgot to set an alarm. I'm having my coffee at 5 a.m. 5 p.m. There we go. We have 2 memory writes now. One, I imagine, blackens the screen, and one gives us the wand ability. And we can see those 2. One to RAM, source address 65F, parameter 31. Yeah, it's 5 p.m. Yeah, we're on the East Coast. I mean, it's 4, but it's almost 5. and the other one is 5C84. And we can try messing with these values. So let's figure out which one's which. If we uncheck one, so this top one gives us that wand. I'm curious if we can mess with what we get. So right now the value is 31. Let's try the value of 30. Just knock it down by one. This time we still have the wand. Let's bring it up to 50. This is a hex value, so it's not actually 50. It's like 50 separate. Let's try FF. It seems like any value that's in this parameter gives us the wand. If I do 0, 0, don't have it, or 0, 1, do have it. So as long as that's a non-zero value, we have that in our inventory. So that tells us a little bit more about how items work. We can also try this other one that blackens the screen. We try 0. Gives us a normal screen. Try 1. And that blackens the screen. No, a little bit more than we know. We're going to send this to our stash, which will create a new save state right down here at the bottom. And we're going to throw that onto our stockpile and call it True Cave Lighting. I like that. Look at that. If you hit start, it puts the map to the correct location. So I guess the map is stored up there, but then it swaps these screens. That's kind of interesting. I'm going to put a note for this one, and on the note we can write hit start. Yeah, they can see that corruption as well. Yeah, so nearly 5. I love daylight savings. I love the extra hour of sleep. But I shouldn't have woke up so late. Alright, we're going to try a fresh corruption here. That looks kind of neat. I like the black and white effect to that. Why not save this one as well? So real quick, I'm going to run through this. I won't explain how the blast editor works every time. I'll just do it the first couple times. So I'm just trying to look for that gray filter. Once you get a hang of using blast editor, it doesn't take too long to sanitize the corruptions. Notice a lot of the visual bugs that were going on are already gone. And in the end, we just have that nice gray looking filter. Throw that out in the stash. From the stash, throw it on the stockpile and call it gray filter. Oh, does it disappear after a couple seconds? Let's see. That makes sense. It disappears when you sort of redraw the screen. And just as an example, let's create a hybrid corruption that creates a permanent effect to that. And I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to switch engines right here at the top left to the Hell Genie engine. And the Hell Genie engine works very similar to Cheat Engine. And under the hood, it really is Cheat Engine. Where it sets a permanent value that will be rewritten every single iteration step. And I'm going to change the max cheats value to 1. But only the intensity doesn't affect this as much as the max cheats. It's limited by the max cheats. So I'm just going to real quick blast send once. And in the blast editor we see we just have 1 cheat from the Hell Genie engine to RAM. But we don't want to keep that. We want to keep our other effect. So I'm going to open up Gray Filter. I'm going to copy down this information. So it's that source address FE with the value of F5. I'm going to close that out. And on this new Hell Genie corruption, I'm going to copy that information over. So source address FE, parameter value 5. Now, we load this corruption, and we hit start. You'll see that the grayscale is now a permanent effect within our corruption, and we don't have to worry about it disappearing over time. We can even go outside and still grayscale. So yeah, we're going to throw that on the stash now. We're going to also throw that on the stockpile and call it Gray Filter. It almost looks like the Game Boy, but it's not that green effect. And we can delete the old one. Don't have to worry about me incompatibility. And this should be, yep, all set. So now we have a permanent effect. Alright, Alright. We're gonna switch back to the Nightmare engine. And yeah, we'll just keep going. Good looking with her. And we'll just sort of keep going here until we notice something that catches our eye. Which is kind of neat. Oh wow, look at that. That's kind of cool. Based on the direction Zelda's sprite is writing numbers. And this room looks fantastic. It looks like something out of Mega Man. I kind of dig this. Let's keep it. Let us... And this one might be difficult to open the blast editor to sanitize. We'll see if it works. However, there may be many corruptions going on for this to sort of happen. So the visuals are still going on. I got stuff going outside. Yeah, this looks alright. Green at a time. This looks good. We're starting to lose some of the side stuff, but I'm still happy we still have the sprite and a little bit of coloration. Oh, that's not good. I reran the real-time corruptor because I wanted to figure out a name of the game. V-Run, that's what I was thinking of. Alright, let's start fresh here. I gotta swap scenes since OBS doesn't like when I open a new window. And there we go. And then I gotta reset all these screens. Give me just a sec here. That first glitch saved the source address, so we can repeat that one pretty easily. Here we go. It's normal. And we don't have a save state set, but it's very easy, I think, to repeat the same save state. Because we go in here. Actually, that's perfect. We're slightly adjacent. So save that. We're gonna create a real quick Caldini engine for 1. And we're gonna edit that for the gray filter effect. So, oh, not that memory domain. We're gonna do RAM. And source address FE. Is that stuff that's off to the left? Or did you see something else? Maybe it was on the other craft. I'll check that out for a sec. 5. Load. There we go. And that's dash. We missed our first one, but that's alright. It was an amazing one. It was like the sided, like you caught that sort of gray moving, or gray, brown moving effect. And that kind of looks like Donkey Kong. Okay, we'll throw this on the stash. Call it gray filter once again. Something we didn't give a try to was seeing if we can change the coloration. So right now it's F5, let's try F4. Yeah, kind of. Let's try 7. Great, okay. it's like whether it's divisible by 2. Yeah, it actually is whether it's divisible by 2 or not. Mod 2. Okay. No, but not 0. 0 is 16 in hex. Yeah. We're going to try re-rolling that corruption, which right now we're manually editing the values that we send to memory, but instead we can just randomly assign new values again and again until we get something we're looking for, which is helpful because we couldn't get all these effects. This one kind of looks like the Game Boy. It's not green enough, though. I was hoping to get something like that. Really? That's close to what we're going to get. Call this most recent one. Hold on the Game Boy. And lucky for us, since this has already been sanitized, we don't have to worry about re-sanitizing the corruption. It's already set, which is nice. No extra work for us. And now we can do a fresh corruption, intensity 100, to the Nightmare Engine. Last one, do that. He actually attacks it. That's great. Okay, that one looked like a lightsaber. Does look like a lightsaber. Keep that one. Get a sanitizer real quick. We have a lot of stuff going on the screen, so I want to try to get rid of as much as possible. However, small problem with this is it looks like it's a largely hybrid corruption to create that effect. If we enable everything here, you see the red sword is there. However, if we try disabling even half of it, we don't see the effect. This one could be a little hard to keep. I may not do so. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. So we'll move on. Get fish? Yeah. It's dangerous to go alone. Take a bomb, an arrow, and a sword. The fires attack you. That's kind of neat. I like that. That's some challenge to it. Let's throw this in the stash editor. Last editor. Also, the old man dances. Oh, I kind of want to keep the old man dancing. I'm gonna see if I can keep that. Well, sadly, only the fire attacking. Oh, it takes them a couple seconds. That's why. It's tricky to get them to attack. There we go. Okay, since we have so little, we can just manually select these or select these. Let's see which one creates this effect. Okay, looks like 2 of these corruptions are responsible. These 2. Yeah, okay, cool. So we can throw that on the stash now. And call it... what do we call this? Fight for your sword? Yes. I think of a clever name for that. Try rerolling, see if we get anything else out of that. Lay on pause here. There we go. That looks mostly the same. Think I should? What'd I miss? Caution to avoid damaging game info saved. Hold on the reset button as you turn power off. Oh, don't worry. I'm trying to, I'll definitely avoid that. I'll take your word of advice with a grain of salt. Okay, that fire's just freaking out. What does that sound? Wait. Not creepy at all when you go into the old man's dungeon. Oh, I like the aesthetic on that. Look at that. Okay, I want to keep it. I don't keep many visual corruptions, like palette ones, because not too interesting from a gameplay perspective, but this one just looks neat. And it's not a power RAM swap, it's a RAM swap. Power RAM might be... that's not too hard to persist. We got the old man back. Yep, send that to the stash. I'll call something like Ice Dungeon Aesthetic. Do I also label which of my corruptions are visual corruptions and which ones are mechanical? But we're probably gonna have so many visual corruptions for Zelda. I don't have to worry about it. Let's see if it persists when we go outside. Come back. And no, it goes away in that case. It's not something I... oh! Yeah, let's give it a real quick Held Genie swap, because it might be a permanent swap for all tiles, including outside, which I'd be interested to see. So I'm gonna blast it with 1 blast to Held Genie. I need the original source address, which I'm gonna grab now. So it's RAM 1412. Easy enough to remember. And then on this new Held Genie, apply 1412. Yep. Go outside. Oh, and it actually freezes outside. Alright, so I don't necessarily want to keep that actually. We'll stick with the original. But let's try re-rolling it. We'll get some different colors out of it probably. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh, that's kind of cool looking. But no, it looks like we just got lucky with the 1 color swap there. Alright, let's move on. So I'll stick with RAM for a little while. I can increase the intensity though. Oh, it's because we were using Held Genie. Just let me switch to Nightmare. I don't think re-rolling mattered. No, it didn't. Alright, help Gene. It's like a lottery game where you can maybe get the Triforce, or be a key, or a heart. Ah, I wonder if we can keep that. That kind of looks neat. Let's give that a try. The game is crashed right now, so I can't go over there and touch it. There we go. You can't touch it anyways. If you could touch it and maybe grab one of those items, I would keep it. But since it's uninteractable, I'll leave it be. You're looking though. Triforce lottery. You got bomb. Man has a bodyguard. Jesus. Just got shimmying up there, at the top left. Wait, go back. Old man dance. I love it. Oh, and music too. Or theremin. Kind of looks like that other one we had. I like this aesthetic because it's almost like if Zelda was an ASCII game. Can't pick up the sword though, sadly. Oh yeah, we can. Just gotta touch it with the left side. That's not right. That's not where we're supposed to be. Okay, I kind of like it just for that reason. Let's throw this in the blast editor. This one we might not want to throw in the blast editor. Only because we have to go outside every time to check it, and that can take a couple seconds. Try it a little bit. See if we can knock the blast editor just a tiny bit. I mean, this one we store in the other location, which is neat. We don't have the ASCII character anymore, but... So this music's not messed up, it just sounds like it's here. Alright, let's keep it. I'm just gonna throw it on the stash like this though. We'll call it Link Teleports. And we have to put on a note, say, go outside. Oh, but I don't want to like that. I re-enable... Yeah, enable everything. Load. Send to stash. I want ASCII link. ASCII link teleports. Okay. Old one. And we'll still put a note on this new one. Go outside. Okay, persisted. Cool. Let us start a new one. I guess I should keep trying to go outside. There we go. Alright, what is that? What is that? What? Old man has a bug problem. It's like a helicopter. Like a drone. And we have our single memory right for that. Into the stash, and from the stash onto the stockpile and call it Old Man has bug problem. So quick touch, what's this? Bomb. And that could turn the sword. Oh, that's great. Take it out with a bomb. Nope. Let's try re-rolling. That's a lot of odd sprites over there. That's also kind of a neat one. I like the interactable ones. I think by far that gigantic bug is the best option there. So we will start a new corruption. We've been messing with RAM in the same sets for quite a while. Oh, that sounds terrible. Let's try switching engines now. We're going to do the Hell Genie engine, which we've seen a little bit of already, which creates a permanent effect within the game. We're going to bump up the max cheats to 150. Usually you don't want too many max cheats, however in this case it's not a bad idea, since the game is, fairly not processor intensive. Real quick though, I'm going to take a real quick intermission while I refill my coffee, so I will be right back in just a moment, and I'll keep the music going. Right, I am back, and let's see, swap scenes here, back to corruptions. So as I stated, we're going to do some Hell Genie corruptions. We up the max cheats, the limiter for this corruption, up to 150. We're going to blast a new one. And this can have different results, like this one. I got hit by a banana. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I almost want to keep this because how insane it is, but we're not going to. Link walks in on something he didn't want to walk in on. God. The Hell Genie engine cheats aren't bad. It's the old man's face. is he summoning? Oh, Link just goes off screen. That's cool. Alright. Wait, did I see it's dangerous to go alone air? Yeah, I did. Urus. It's D-Urus. No. I'm thinking I need like some kind of structure to how I go about corruptions, because I know I want to try a little bit of everything. I want to use like the Nightmare engine on all the memory domains, and then the Hell Genie engine on all memory domains. You know, actually, I'll probably do in that fashion. So we're selecting RAM right now, and we're doing every single engine upon RAM, and then we'll switch to WRAM and do every single engine upon WRAM, just to see the different results. I think that's how I'll proceed. Because then we get some variation in our corruptions. However, something we didn't do, which I would like to do real quick, is back to Nightmare engine. We're going to switch the blast type from random, and what that means is, given your random source address, the value at that source address, replaced it with a random hexadecimal value between the limits of 0 and FF. Instead, we're going to switch it to a tilt value, which will just increment or decrement the value that's at that location in the source address, which usually for music corruptions, those are the ones I prefer because it doesn't have as huge of an impact. It keeps its original value without changing it very much, just a tiny bit. So I love the results on these, but we'll see how it does on this one. Cool stuff here and there. It's dangerous. Hold on. Got beef. This is banana. Why is that banana always do that? What's wrong with that? No, the banana. Anyway, it's not too bad. We're gonna swap. We're gonna swap to Hell Genie now. We're gonna continue with that. That sound. We go outside? No. It's just so bad. Costume title. Okay, maybe our intensity is a little too high, but it's producing amazing results, so I want to keep it, but we'll drop it down to 100. A church? Is that? Oh, it's a grave. Oh, that's dark. Aww. He's standing in the fire in the last one. He is the fire. This one. Vibrating so intently. Oh, I'm sorry. That was amazing. Go back to that one. I'm sorry it's dangerous to alone take this. Game over. The sound. Oh, I love it. Let's try to sanitize this one a bit. Oh, Infinity Shoot. Oh, I hope we can preserve that. Even with unsanitized, this is pretty amazing. I would like to be able to move Link a bit. God. So no sound. I want the sound for sure, because if we can't move Link, I at least want something interesting going on. Oh shoot. Randomly disabled. It's a couple seconds. 1, 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1000, 4, 1000, 5, 1000. Okay, 5 seconds we gotta wait. Shoot. I'm not getting it too much, sadly. We're also not able to... There we go. Not able to move Link in any of these, sadly. Okay, we have enough here we can just manually enable some of these. I guess, yeah, just go through these and manually enable them one by one. I don't have any hotkeys for the real-time corruptor. I really need some hotkeys so I can just load and corrupt one on a button tool. On a button. That's the one. We can remove everything else, I believe. Let me get that one more time. Or lose it. Taking too long to throw it away. Great. Now we can start randomly disabling. Now that we have this unlocked, when we randomly disable, that one won't be deselected, so we don't have to worry about losing it. And as long as we have the visual corruption going on, I'm gonna delete. So we can keep going through this. There we go. Unfortunately, we cannot move Link. Sad, but what are we gonna do about it? I'm happy with the results on that, so we can now throw it on the stash. And from the stash, throw it on Blast Editor, and call it request is over before it began. And now I'd like to start messing with the sound. Oh, I guess we can't really mess with the sounds. I'm gonna just try re-rolling. Did I pause it? I did. Yeah, I kind of suspected we won't get the game over too often. We got kind of lucky with our random corruption. Alright, clear history, start fresh. I hope that music's not too loud. I know that sound is. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm gonna turn up my volume for half a second to see if it's loud. We'll hear some overlay sound. Actually, no, let me just mute my audio. I think I'm quiet as hell. Is that true though? My audio is kind of quiet too. Okay, let's not. I hate figuring out audio because I can never test it accurately. We'll turn this down. Turn myself up. Yeah. No, I don't know. Hopefully that's good. If you're listening to this after the fact and it sounds awful, let me know what I'm doing wrong, please. Alright, we're gonna start fresh here. God. I adjust the volume and then 50 corruptions scream at me. Link, what are you doing over there? Oh god, his body's split in half. Oh, and he can never be rejoined with his other half. It's kind of sad when you think about it. I'm sorry, did she have like an evil mustache in that one? Yeah, I did. He was the real villain after all. There's another evil mustache. Oh, Jesus. I really like the ones that just vibrate. I don't know why. It just looks hilarious. This just sounds like some music. Skyward Sword? Faron Woods. Oh god! Wait. Okay, that sounds terrible, and we're gonna power through it. I want to see if I can pick up the Triforce. Oh, it sounds so bad. Yep. God. I am so sorry. Although we're gonna keep corrupting until we get that effect. I'm just gonna mute audio. That's what I'm gonna do. I will force myself to listen to this atrocity. Oh good, it's gone. There we go. Play that. God. Another reason why we sanitize our corruptions. There we go. Almost got it. Perfect. Put that on the stash, and we'll call this Pride and Accomplishment. Put that, and it doesn't do the music like we had at the beginning, but oh, and we also don't complete the Triforce. Oh. It's okay. I guess we could have also called it, what's that, like, they just released it on the NES Classic for the Nintendo Online. That version of Zelda that has, that's kind of creepy sounding, the music. That version of Zelda that has, you know, the extra rupees to start off with, I forget, you start with weapons, something like that. Wait, I'm sorry, go back. Why is there a key at the bottom left? It's always there. Take it. Haha. Yeah. Yeah, that looks awful. In a good way. It looks fantastic. It's beautiful. I love it. How you doing, old man? walk left to right or down. No, you can always pick up speed. No, it's just left and up. You sprint when you're going left or right. Or left or up, I mean. And the sword is facing downwards. Yeah, that's an evil sword. I hit B and now there's meat everywhere. I like it. I'm gonna keep this as is and just throw it right on the stockpile. Now, sometimes I label my corruptions cursed, brackets. That just means A, didn't sanitize it, and B, probably the function of it is, how would you say, unpredictable? Or like you rerun it multiple times and every time it does something different. That could be a cursed corruption. If it sounds terrible and I can't fix the sound, but it has an amazing corruption on top of it, I'll call that cursed. Yeah, it's cursed. So we'll call this cursed sword. And I'm gonna say, pick up sword for music option in the notes. Let's try re-rolling that. I gotta unpause it though. Okay, that's kind of neat. All these are crashing, so I can't actually move forward and pick anything up. You got an arrow. Yeah. Alright, let's move on. Wow, we're still messing with just LG. Good stuff, I like LG. Usually it doesn't produce as amazing results of my experience in the past, but that's with GBA and Game Boy. I gotta go back to the classics. NES just corrupts fantastically. Fantastically? That's not a word. NES corrupts in a fantastic manner. I'll say it like that. The old man won't let you in. He's forcing you. Look at him down there at the bottom. He's forcing you to stay outside. Oh, that's gorgeous. I love it. I love it so much. Can I walk? No. We're gonna put this on the stockpile because it's beautiful. It really is. We're gonna call this a visual corruption. Or cursed. We can call it cursed. Even though we just had a curse. It's okay to have two cursed. Cursed GY. Yeah, and let's try re-rolling that. Don't get lazy with your cursed corruptions though. They can't all be cursed. Also, that looks freaking great. Sorry about the audio. I like the GEs. Texted red. Texted? Is it already dark outside? Oh my god. I can't believe it's already dark outside. I slept in so late. Alright, we're getting a lot of the same effects here. We'll move on. At least to spare you guys' ears. Sorry, was that a fairy? What was that? Little fairy up there. Pixie. Let's go back to that one. Go northwest, southwest to the Forest of Maze. I thought for a second I was gonna start doing his work. I was like, no way. We'll clean this up. We can't keep doing curse corruptions. We have to pick up the sword every time, unfortunately. clean up most of the visuals. Okay, here we go, we have our single right. Let me just confirm it works. Okay, so we're gonna remove the table, put this on the stash. We'll call it knowledge is greater than sword. Knowledge, did I spell it right? Knowledge, yeah. And we'll put it on the notes. Try to take sword. Great. And let's try re-rolling that corruption and see if we get any other text out of it. Interesting. So I don't know what's wrong with Link's walk animation. It's just broken. Throw the right one on? Yeah, that just seems to have a lot of effects. It affects the walk cycle, affects the rupee in the corner. Okay, I think we're gonna call this one good. Move on. That is actually the perfect time to talk about flashing images on screen. Please, if you're susceptible to flashing images or loud sounds, I recommend not watching the stream. I actually forgot to mention this a little bit earlier. We do have very bright flashing images, also this is just cool looking. A lot of flashing images, so I would recommend not watching this stream, unfortunately. It's hard to avoid it with corruptions. And yeah. Just letting this play out. Is there anything else that happens? No, it just kind of stays there. I don't know if that's the end of the game, I don't think so. Did it die after a while? Yeah, I think it finally died. I want to throw that on the stockpile, but we have so many cursed ones already, I'm not going to worry about it. There's the grave again. That's so sad to see. Alright, let us move on. We're now going to try a couple other engines, and I'm unsure about how the results of this are going to work. The distortion engine we're going to start off with, which will back up an amount of data, say at 50 source addresses, or 100 in this case with the intensity. And it will rewrite that data after 50 steps. Now, I don't have a lot of luck with this in the glitch harvester usually, because it's usually at least associated with constant iterations of corruptions with an auto-corrupt, but we'll see how it works. I'm going to try upping the intensity to like 300. Sure we actually get some results. I believe I need to let it run for a little while, and maybe hit it again, but you know, I'm just not entirely sure, so I think we're going to skip the distortion engine for the time being. I could try moving the delay down to like 10, maybe. This is an example of what happens when I auto-corrupt. Stuff like that. But we can't really do that with Glitch Harvester because you only get one chance to blast the save state, and that's it. You can't auto-corrupt after the fact. So, yeah, we're going to move on. We're going to try the Freeze Engine now. Freeze Engine does produce results. It's going to select a random amount of source addresses. In this case, we have 150 as our max limiting factor, defined by max freezes. And at those source addresses, it will not let the memory in those source addresses change their value. So, it freezes that source address. What is it play? Let's try picking someone up. We're okay. We'll try going outside. It won't actually let us go outside in this one. Oh, we can't move in this one. Slam to the left wall. See it outside. You can't go right. I go this way. What? You can see it backed up the data to when I left the dungeon area. It's a gravestone over here. But you cannot go to the top left because it will always replace you back here. That's kind of neat. Anyways, cool looking corruptions, fun gameplay ones. However, I don't think we're going to throw any of these on the stockpile. Sounds neat. I think ascended. Oh, wait. It's the last one, I don't think you can leave. Oh, but unfortunately, it sticks you. It freezes your character too. I don't know about that. .ia. Okay, that's kind of cool too. Sounds neat. Okay. We're gonna move on. Now we're gonna try the pipe engine, which will take the data at one source address and pipe it to a different source address. Hence, pipe. Oh, that's me looking. Like the blue drop. Also very neat. Huh. Look at that. It goes away if you go outside. I like it. Very neat. Alright, we are... I think vector engine will have any effect. We can check real quick. Yeah, nothing on vector. So, we are ready to switch to a different memory domain. We're going to start messing with WRAM. Now we'll go back to the Nightmare engine at the very top, and switch the blast type to random, and give WRAM a couple shots. See what we get out of that. Seem a lot more crash heavy, so we might need to temp to jump. No, 50. Oh, that looks neat. Wait, go back. Sign. Don't mess up, huh? Neat looking. Lots of crashes. Lots and lots of crashes. Forward guard in this case. That's probably why we can mess with OAM, is all the sprites are stored in WRAM. Or RAM. That last one looks like we can walk off screen. We just pop it on the wall a little bit. Alright, let's try tilt values, because those are a little bit safer and we won't crash as often, hopefully. Yeah, less crashes, but still not too many interesting mechanical stuff. Some stuff in early, here and there. Go outside to go to the menu screen. Oh, to clear a save, look at that. That's neat. There's 2 staircases there, check that again. I like how you can escape, that's kinda neat. I don't know if we want to clean up the visuals as much. We can give that a go, though. I kinda like the visuals the way they are, though. Yeah, we can keep it like this. But we also don't change the player location. What if we do end up taking it? Do we just keep going back to the dungeon? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we have our single source address, and it's amazing that, skip that, just changing the value at that source address by 1 created this effect. I like it. Alright, let's send it to the stash, throw it in the stockpile, and call it Endless Dungeon Crawl. Ocarina of Time, Temple of Time. It's got some cool echo effects to it. Lots of GUI mess ups. You looking at title screen again. Lots and lots of crashes. So I think we try swapping engine. We'll try the Hell Genie engine now. With just the max cheats of 50. We might even want to knock that down. I think we will. So we'll bring max cheats up to 20. Intensity doesn't matter since cheats are the limiting factor. I didn't pause it, did I? Yeah, it's still working. Alright, fire was given to you by... Sorry, the sword was given to you by fire. Let's go even further with the max cheats. I mean lower, so we'll bring it to 10. Is when you get this low, there's really nothing going on screen. Let's try swapping engines now. We're not getting too much luck with this. I'm not gonna even do the distortion engine. We'll switch to the freeze. We will bring it up to 50 max freezes. Okay, well, some pallets here and there, not too much. We can try increasing the freezes more. Bring it up to 300, I guess. We're not seeing too much. Yeah. Nothing too amazing, so we'll move on from here. Same thing's probably going to be with the pipe engine, but we'll give it a try real quick. Max pipes will bring it up to 80. These are actually all crashes, so we'll bring it back down to 20. Alright, I'm ready to move on. Let's now go down to... not name tables. Power M we can give a couple tries. I don't think we're gonna get too much... Ooh, god, flashy. Too many amazing things out of it. We're using the pipe engine right now, which we don't necessarily want to use. We'll use a nightmare. And really all we're gonna look for here is something that looks neat. Objectively. Nothing's really catching my eye. One's kind of cool. And if we're gonna save anyone, we'll just throw this one on. I'm not gonna worry about sanitizing it. We'll call this 70s engine. Yeah. Let's switch to, we know OEM doesn't do anything, so we can try anything now. System bus. Oh, I guess, let's try, I don't think anything else, any other Any of the other engines are going to have any interesting results with Power M, but we can try real quick. Hell Genie's going to be permanent, so that's not going to change too much. Distortion in won't change anything. Freeze might have interesting results if we go outside. Yeah. But not all the time. It's usually the same color. Oh, this is beautiful. Long Ranch, Ocarina of Time. And Pipe Engine creates flashing effects, which I've never seen before. Epilepsy warning for... wow, that's a lot of flashing. Okay, I kinda like this. Legend of Gothlink. We'll throw this on the stockpile too and call it... yeah, why not Gothlink? Okay. Here we're going to mess with the system bus now. And we're gonna start with the Nightmare Engine. And let's begin. Set to 300 intensity. That's neat looking. I like that. I like the sort of like vibrating going on around the walls. Lots of crashes. Lots and lots of crashes. We can try knocking down the intensity. We'll bring it down to 200. Can't throw out my coffee. Well, that's right, because it's daylight savings, so right now it's 6. Okay, that's why it's dark outside. I'm like, God, it's already dark and it's 5. Insane. Okay, I can finish my coffee. Which I've been drinking for 2 hours. Coffee. Kinda neat. Dark World. Yeah. This is Link to the Past. I'm looking at it. I love Link to the Past. And Link's Awakening. Oh, I played that as a kid. I love that one. I tried corrupting it. Didn't corrupt too well. I'll have to give that another go. Oh, that last one was nice. I like Link's like running animation there. He's gotta go fast. Oh, but he can't go outside. Shoot. We can try sanitizing it. Maybe we can make him go outside. Go. And can we go outside? Yeah, we can. Not a permanent effect, but what we're going to do is we're going to throw this into Hell Genie and make it permanent. So this is source address 18 AC. E4 is the value. Create a quick Hell Genie corruption of max cheats 1. Make a blast send. On that new one, we're going to write to source address 18 AC. So if anyone's reading this or seeing this and screaming that I could just change to the blast mode type, I know I can't, I don't want to though. This is easier for me to go through logically. E4, corruption. It actually made a different effect. 18 AC? Yeah. And that affects permanent. God, look at him. Isn't that right? Let me open this again. 18 AC D4 set to the system bus. Are we doing system bus? Yeah, we are. System bus. Oh, 18 AC. This is B4 AC. Oh, but I didn't save it, so this is the original one. Okay, never mind. So we're still having this kind of weird effect. It's not a running effect, but I think I'm still okay with it. This is still like a weird pop cycle kind of thing. We can try shuffling the effects maybe from what we write to the parameter. Try D5. No, not really. Alright. As we get it on the stash, we'll call it Link has a Twitch. Link has a Twitch account. Alright, try re-rolling it a little bit. There we go. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. Alright. I'm just gonna delete that other one. Link has a Twitch. And we're gonna throw this one on. This one? Yeah, this one. Link has to be. That's not it. That's odd humor. Anyway. And it looks like that's mostly all we can get. Link is in that weird. What is he even doing there? I was gonna throw it on. How about like I gotta select it. Link the tap dancer. Okay. Let's try some new ones. Really not crashing any. Oh, we're using LG. That's why. I was gonna say we're not crashing at all. Oh god! I'm burning him alive! Let's keep that. Okay, great. Put it on the stash. And what are we gonna call this? Then just, I don't know, the old man burns. Works. Let's try re-rolling it. I was gonna say, probably just gonna affect the fire location, but it doesn't even seem to be doing that. So we'll move on. Blast out another one. The last one had some cool effects. Let's take a look at that. I like when it just draws to the screen for no reason. Like, you can't be thinking, what is it doing? Is it trying to fix something that went wrong? Does it think we're going to another location? What is it doing? Zelda's lullaby. Last one looked like cheese. Okay, now I'm just hungry. Okay, kind of neat. It's bad it crashes though. That was pretty awesome. Where we're going. Shoot. All right. Cool looking though. Wait, I'm sorry. We took the sword and we went outside. Oh, okay. I just went outside. I almost want to keep this. Why do I want to keep it? It's nothing. It's just a scrolling background. But it looks neat, I don't know. I think if I picked up a stockpile and I saw this, I'd be like, okay, whatever, man. I don't know why you care about this. But the work that got to that, I don't know. We'll move on. I can't re-roll it to anything either. No, we didn't go outside. Same room. Oh, that's like an earthquake. Okay, I like this one. Another one that had the similar effect where it's drawing over everything. I like this one a lot. We're gonna call this... It's not even cursed, really. It's cursed. We're gonna call this Corruption Earthquake. That's neat. I like how it converges. Like, it starts outwards and it collapses on the old man. That's awesome. I love it. Here's a reroll. There's no earthquake effect to that one. Also, it has like the shaky effect that really sells it. So, I'm happy with the results of that one. Alright, let's try tilt values now. We're doing random currently. Last time. I'm gonna try tilt. Couple crashes here and there. Change the old man's rate. One killed us, alright. Xbox Game Bar. Oh, we freeze outside, alright. Jesus! For any of the new viewers, if you're sensitive to flashing lights and imagery, I recommend not watching the stream. We have a lot of that going on. Especially right now, Jesus. I'm gonna try re-rolling this one, see if we get something else out of it. Look at the old man's jumping around. You do you, old man. You jump wherever you want. God. That was a nice one. Do we have dancing licks on screen? My! What is my face? Okay, I kinda like this. We'll throw this right on the stockpile. Do we want to sanitize it? Yeah, it'll take a second to sanitize it. Because I also want to see if we can make Link walk, which we might be able to. There we go. Perfect. We can join them. Yeah. We'll keep going here until we have just a couple memory rights. We change this spray? Or still go? Shoot, messed up on that. Redo. Doors Mask, Song of Healing. Okay, there we go. Single memory write does this awful effect. I love it. Send it to the stash. We'll throw it on the stockpile. We'll call it Link walks in on something special. I don't think I should say orgy. I could say that though, because that's what this kind of looks like in a weird way. We're gonna reroll. This one, Link's on fire. Mostly the same effect. Same sprites and everything. Alright. I'm happy with that. We're gonna blast and send more data. The old man got closer. Come take my sword, Link. Actually, wait a minute. I kind of want to keep that. Which one was that? This one here. If only he got a little bit closer, like he was standing on. Oh boy. You know, we can sanitize it and make that happen. I have a weird sense of humor. Do we have to get close to him? Yeah, we do, to check if the corruption persists. Shoot. Really, all of these? Is this a very hybrid corruption? Yeah, it might be. Alright. Can't change too much, we'll just send it to the stash as is. And we'll say it. Old man. That's close. I like that. We try rerolling it and see if we actually do get better results. I don't think so, though. Yeah, same thing. Start fresh. Oh, there's so much weird there. Wait. That's me. And the fires are my sword. And I flicker away. That's neat. I like that. Oh. I like glitchy visuals. It's just very long though. Link kind of moves choppily. Very choppy. FPS is stable now. Alright. Back. That's why I love save states, is if you see something that catches your eye, you can always get back to it. Yeah, kinda neat. Alright. Oh, wait. That made me feel bad. Look at the old man. Half of him is limp. I'm gonna make a bad joke out of that, and people are gonna not like it. But that's okay. I'm gonna sanitize it just so we have that one corruption. No, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be awful. I'll phrase it in a different sense than what's in my head, because I'm thinking of something awful. Is it not neither? I gotta reroll. I can't seem to narrow it down from this, so we'll leave all these enabled. Send it to the stash and put it on the stockpile, and we'll call it Old Man Monument. See, that's not Mark. We also can't walk, unfortunately. I was hoping I could get a Link to walk a little bit, but oh well, that's fine with me. Let's try re-rolling. The other side goes limp. Yeah. Oh, but some of these we can actually walk. Wait, let's see. I think any of the ones where he's actually limp though, we can't walk. Yeah. Oh well. Let us start fresh. What did I do? Did I? No. Okay. What is this pile of garbage? Oh, alright. Bow to the goddess Skyward Sword. The music's not too loud. I don't have anyone I can check with. But, it might be drowning out my voice a tiny bit. Okay, we've stuck with the Nightmare Engine for too long on this. We're going to try switching. Now we're going to swap over to the Hell Genie engine, which will create a permanent cheat using Cheat Engine. And we're going to increase the max cheats to 100 and give that a go. Might need to decrease it, since Hell Genie can have some disastrous effects. Lead to a lot of crashes. That last one kind of worked. Let's see that one. Well, aesthetic, but I'm going to keep it on the stockpile. Gazaski. We got the W sword. That's... I have one or two more songs left in the queue here, so I'm gonna have to switch soundtracks. We'll do some... I don't even know. We need some NES classic. Thank you, Metroid. I guess these aren't all NES classics. We need some series that was on the NES at least. Ooh, that. What's that? It's got like a water effect to it. We'd almost want to keep this for like a hybrid corruption where I throw this watery effect on, I don't know, maybe a blue looking, a blue palette swap. But just as is, I don't want to keep it. It looks amazing though, I love that effect to it. I'm glancing for other songs to play. Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack, that'd be great. We could do Animal Crossing, I guess. Studio Gilbini, that would be nice. Let's do Studio Gilbini, if I'm pronouncing it right. I don't think I am. What do we have in our hands? What are we doing? Yeah. What you got there, Link? There you go. Crash. Okay, not too much. Let's try swapping engines again. I'm gonna try switching to the Freeze engine. with a max freeze of 100. That should be good. I'm not seeing too much with that. String max freeze is up 500. I like the text writing over this now. See, up to 500. Apologize about the conflicting music. Not too much of the freeze engine, which I'm not surprised with the system bus. We won't see too much of that. We'll try pipe engine just to see. Pipe engine with 50 pipes. Yeah, we're getting some stuff there. I crashed, so we'll bring the pipe engine back down to 30. Well, a lot of the same, so let's try messing with the unrewindable memory domains that we usually don't want to touch. We'll see if we get anything out of that. So those ones are Program ROM, Power M, which we were going to mess with, so we're not going to mess with, and actually System Bus, the one we were just messing with. So our last one to mess with is Program RAM. Let's see what that looks like when we rapid prototype it. I crash. Don't have a save state. Yeah. In order to rewind, we have to reboot the ROM. Okay, we beat the game. We got a piece of the Triforce at least. Yeah, let's start messing with this. We will keep the Nightmare Engine intensity 50. We'll blast it. Okay, listen to that. We're going to switch over to this. Actually, tavern music. That also sounds kind of nice. Let's do tavern. That sounds better. Only half an hour long, but that's alright. There we go. Okay. Ascent. We might need to up the intensity, since I gave it a couple tries before something happened. Ooh. Yeah, try up the intensity. Up to 100. Also not very interesting things. Let's try switching the blast type from random to tilt. That'll at least be more stable. More stable, it certainly doesn't mean better. They're not seeing too much. All graphical ones. Oh, that last one was neat. We were fire. I like that. Our controls are messed up a little bit. Felt right. Do I want to keep fire though? Nah. What's that one? See fire, see Link, see old man. let's see if we can keep that effect. Hoping that there's some sort of error that causes it to actually crash, and that filter sort of looking effect we can keep permanently, but it might not be the case. Yeah, looks like unfortunately that's immediate, so we can't observe that. We're not going to do anything with it, but cool looking nonetheless. Try random tilt values. It's sort of watery effect again. I dig. Oh. That's a neat one. Scrolling HUD. Unmovable, sadly. Let's see if we can move our character. Sanitization. We can't move our character, but I'm still keeping it because it looks awesome. We'll send that to the stash. From the stash there on the stockpile, and we'll call it Scrolling HUD. Scrolling HUD. I could also call it Scrolling Down. It is a heads-up display, but is it a heads-up display? No, I guess it's not. It's a GUI, graphic user interface. It's not a user interface. Okay, we'll call it Scrolling Down instead. Great. And we're going to try re-rolling that. Re-rolling it won't actually do anything, I don't believe. It will either be +1 or -1. So, nothing there. Let's do a fresh one. It's a little corrupted, and why is there like a cloud smiley face at the top left? Let's reload that. Oh, that's a different corruption the second time around. Alright, neat. Highlighting. As you're using it, and you can have this. Take any road you want. You can have this. Secret is in the tree. You can have this. Yet the dead end. Making game end. Pay me for door. Now, this is kind of neat. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. You can Yeah, I like it. Let's throw it on the stockpile. I gotta pause it though. I gotta figure out what's that like all-knowing bean. I think it's an oracle. Yeah, I think that's the name of it. We'll call this Old Man Oracle. We gotta standardize it a bit though. Let's see if we can do that. We got 100 size blast layers, so it shouldn't be too many iterations. Okay, I'm pausing. We have one source address with one memory, right? Throw it on the stash. I wonder if we like got rid of a null ending character, null pointer, a null character at like the end of the string, so it just kept reading into the next dialogue and it just kept printing into the screen. That is my reasoning, I guess. We'll call this Oracle Old Man. The Oracle, the all-knowing being. Ask him about anything, and he will never stop talking. I'm gonna reroll this corruption, see if we get anything else out of it. Doesn't look like it. So we're gonna start a fresh one. It's good, I was waiting for something like that to happen. Happy with the results of that. Unlocking link. What happened there? This one. I don't know what happened there. Oh, he gave me his heart, and then it crashed. Fooled again. Try up your intensity a bit, we're not crashing as often. 50. Okay, now we're crashing a lot. I think it's time to switch engines now. We'll go over to the Nightmare engine. Sorry, the Hell Genie engine. We were using Nightmare. We'll leave max cheats at 500, but we'll change the intensity slider. We may see almost the exact same results of the Nightmare engine with the Hell Genie. Sometimes we get something else out of it, but it looks like to be most of the same. The last one, do that. It kind of drifts off. This one. Ooh, wait. What happened to Link Sprite? Shoot. Okay. It's only, on a really special corner, which I don't want to bother. That's kind of cool looking. It's not stockpile worthy, but it looks kind of like a waterfall, which I like. An upside down waterfall. opposite of that. What would that sound like? Yeah, it sounded a little messed up. Okay, neat. Looks awesome. Oh, Spattic crashes. That's awesome, actually. I want to keep that. It's 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Or no, it's 84. Huh. And crash. Neat. Outside that. Oh good, I got a bomb in this random cave. Fine. How often I hear that screeching sound, really a high-pitched one. I think the first emote I'm gonna make is a flatline on a, what would you call that? Like a medical flatline. Hey Wasabi, how you doing? Good to see you. We got actually a decent stockpile so far. We got a lot of corruptions from this one. Well, I say a lot, like 10 or 15. A little more than normal. Yeah, that right there. Flatlining at the hospital. Which is sad. That's that's awful. I shouldn't say that. Here's that kind of cool waterfall looking effect. Or water effect. I want to keep one of those, but I can't decide what I'm going to use it for. I would need to hybrid it with something. Oh, that last one was neat. Wait, let's see that. Ooh. That Link creepypasta and drowned. That's what we're gonna do for this one. I'm gonna throw this on the stockpile. Call this music and drowned. And in the notes, we're gonna say, what are we gonna say? It's just like you have to wait a couple seconds. A few seconds for. I can't type and hit caps lock at the same time. There we go. A few seconds for the menu screen. Works for me. Let's do a fresh one. Actually, let's try re-rolling that last one. Let's see if we get some more music ones out of it. Actually have to crash in order to get to the menu screen, which re-rolling might not be perfect for in this case. Seems like that might be the case so far, so we'll just do a fresh corruption instead. A nice jitter effect to it. Okay, we had something similar to this earlier, and I really like the result of this. And unfortunately, in either case, I don't think we're going to be able to make Link move because I want to go outside and see if this persists. But still very cool looking. I like it. I'm going to try re-rolling it real quick. I'm going to get a lot of the... not that effect. Yeah, so we'll move on from here. Like an ASCII link going on there. It'd be kind of cool to swap all the tiles out with, you know, the ASCII characters and make it look a little bit more like, you know, Dwarf Fortress or Cogmine or anything like that. I played Zelda like that. Look at a dark elf. I guess we are an elf, so we're a dark link. Okay, it crashes now though. Shoot. Alright. Alright, let's try swapping engines now. So we're using the Hell Genie for a while. We're going to try the freeze engine now, with the max freeze set to 300. Right now it's limited by 200, our intensity. We're not actually seeing too much of this. Trying the intensity up to 300. The purpose of the freeze engine is to select, in this case, 300 random source addresses, and take the values of the source addresses and freeze them in place so they can't change. Normally that produces some pretty interesting results, but it seems with program ROM, in this case we're not getting too much out of it. Let's try, I haven't given this a go yet, selecting all memory domains except for CI RAM, since that only produces Clown Vomit. Let's give this a little bit of a try. Try also swapping back to the Nightmare engine. Acceleration is coming from PalRam, which we can disable that. Though it does look neat. That's kind of cool. God, moving around changes the background. And touching sword crashes. Alright, one last thing I'd like to try. Also, I love decoding Zelda. I knew I was going to say Zelda at one point. Link in the corner. That's the first time I've done that this stream. I'd like to use the pipe engine on... Let's see, unselect all these. On the program ROM, and I think that's the last thing we need to do. Otherwise, we tried all the engines on all the memory domains. And I'm not seeing too much with the pipe. We can try increasing our max amount of pipes to 50. We're getting some crashes now, so that makes sense. Our visuals, we're not getting too much. There was one. Oh, cool. So for this last bit of the stream, before I start running down all the stockpile and showing everyone what I created, I just want to remind anyone who's checking out the stream, after the stream finishes, I will upload the stockpile that we created here on the right. and you'll be able to download that stockpile if you would like to play it yourself, change the values in it, re-roll it, use them in your own stockpiles, do whatever you'd like with it. So that'll be uploaded probably in a day or so. All my previous stockpiles have just been uploaded, minus Kirby Dreamland, I think. Yeah, let's quickly run down this list and see what we created. So one of our first stockpiles, not stockpiles, one of our first corruptions of the evening was our Gray Filter, where we used the Hell Genie engine to create a hybrid corruption, mostly where we just created this Gray Filter and made it permanent. But the entire game can be played with this. Even the map is gray. And yeah, a Gray Filter for the game. Next we have a very similar effect that demonstrated the reroll effect on the real-time corruptor. And this is Zelda on the Game Boy. I was looking for that sort of green look to the classic Game Boy screen. Couldn't quite get there, but I'm happy enough with this. So we have Fight for Your Sword, where the fire actually fights you. So you have to quickly run and get your sword. Hopefully don't die while you're in your sword and run outside. But unfortunately outside is broken, so you're not able to do that. Next we have Ice Dungeon Aesthetic. This is just one of those visual aesthetics that I dig. I love shadow changes, I love palette swaps. And this one really was interesting because it came from a ROM corruption instead of a power-up corruption. So it's when it was putting, I don't know, when it was visually drawn to the screen, this happened, which is neat. And it goes away when you go outside, but still awesome nonetheless. We have ASCII Link Teleports, where ASCII is a Link, Link is an ASCII character. And going outside brings him to a graveyard. So he teleports in that sense. So yeah. We have Old Man Has a Bug Problem, where, I mean, you gotta see this awful bug creature in the corner. You gotta help him with his bug problem, which is tricky. Your quest is over before it began, right when you walk into the dungeon, or in this case the save state loads. We have It's Dangerous to Load, take this, game over, because there's nothing to take. You have a dragon screaming at you, and the game is over before it began. Next we have Pride and Accomplishment, where this reminds me of the sense of Pride and Accomplishment, where you're not given a sword at the beginning. No, you're given a piece of the Triforce. If not the entire Triforce, I actually forget how this game's played. But either way, that's all you get. And you're done. You beat the game. In a sense, even though the Triforce isn't completed there. But hey, Pride and Accomplishment. Next we have a couple Cursed Corruptions. Cursed Corruptions for me are corruptions that I didn't feel like sanitizing. If I did sanitize them, the corruption wouldn't persist anyway. And they usually have some interesting, awful effects. This one, if you take the sword, you get an interesting music to accompany it. Pick up the sword for music corruption is my note here. And yeah, that's what we hear. Next we have Cursed GY, which is just a clusterfuck on the screen. I usually don't like keeping corruptions like this, but this just looks so pretty that I want to keep it. This one we have Knowledge is Better Than the Sword. And you may or may not agree with that, but if you try to take the sword, you're given the instructions to go north, west, or south to the Forests of Maze. You're not actually given a sword, you're just given knowledge instead. Yeah, I don't think that's better than a sword. We have the Endless Dungeon Crawl. Did I pause it? What did I do? Oh, okay. Endless Dungeon Crawl, where if you try to leave the dungeon, doesn't matter if you take the sword or not, you're brought outside to an ASCII world, and you can't go left, up, or right, you can only go down, enter another dungeon, and you're told to take the sword once again. You can take the sword if you'd like. Try going outside, and you're endlessly brought to the same dungeon for an endless dungeon crawl for the rest of your days. Next we had just another aesthetic one. I like this pink look to it. Reminded me of the... I said 70s. Is that 70s? Vice City kind of... I don't know if that's 70s, but actually maybe 80s. Whoops. Anyways, I like the look to it, so I kept this one. And as soon as you go outside, I think this will clear it. Yeah, it does. Next we have Gothlink, which I didn't put a note on here, but you should go outside. You can see he has black hair. And as soon as you go outside, the entire world is sort of dark. is cool looking. I'm gonna say the notes. No, no, this one. This other one. Go outside. Go outside. Good enough. Nope. So we have Link has to pee, and it's not a very good named one, but whatever. Link is constantly shuffling in place, even if you go outside. He's kind of always in a hurry for something. Wow, we actually did have a lot of corruptions this evening. I'm happy with that. Next we have Link as a tap dancer. This is just a reroll of that same corruption, where Link... Is that happening on the stream? Oh wow, my stream actually can't capture that sometimes. Or OBS can't capture it. Anyways, he's kind of tap dancing in place. You can sort of see it. Next we have the Old Man Burns, where the two fire that kept him warm and brought him lights came over to burn him in the end. And there's nothing you can do. You can't go over there. He is stuck burning forever. Next we have another Curse Corruption. This is the last Curse Corruption of the evening, and I was actually happy with this one, because if you look at it, it looks kind of like an earthquake where it's converging on the old man, and I think it looks very neat. And then from there, it just sort of has an earthquake effect for the rest of it. I like how it came out. That's another Curse Corruption. Next we have Link walks into something special. He walks into a couple of him, two of him merged together in that one, and these things. Link also changes sprites based on his direction. So yeah. Another one that I wanted to edit personally within the real-time corruptor. I wanted to open in the blast editor, but I couldn't get it quite right. If you go for the sword, the old man gets too close for personal space. I need to mention that in the notes. We need to say, take the sword. That's what we're gonna say there. Anyway, so he gets a little up in your personal space is all in that one. Next we have the old man goes limp. Nothing too interesting on this one, just the old man has a limp side. I don't know why, I thought that was funny, a little dark humor there. Next we have scrolling down. As I mentioned, we had the sort of HUD effects where the top HUD just kept scrolling constantly. We can't unfortunately move in any of these. I'd like to see what the outside looks like, but we'll take what we can get. Then I'm going to skip Oracle Old Man because that's the one I want to leave off on. We have music for Bed Drowned. A musical corruption. We didn't get a lot of. I'm happy we did. One or two. And the last one we had of the evening was Oracle Old Man, where... Let me turn that down a little bit so that doesn't sound terrible. You're constantly given advice by the Oracle Old Man. So, you know, spay me for the Dorits, Marpair charge, Spasho this thereats, Malone, this is Jairus, Smasher using it. I'm sure after a while you can get some interesting stuff out of this. Secret is in the tree. The Deku tree is the secret. Anyways, that is our corruptions of the evening. Let me real quick make sure I save this stockpile. And once again, the stockpile will be available after the stream on the YouTube archive. We'll call this a Legend of Zelda stockpile. Okay. And we can get ready to move on from here. Let me see. I'll pull up some music. And I was planning on streaming now a little bit and then a little bit later. Daylight savings has me all out of whack, but I think I'm probably gonna call it for the night. Let's see here. I'll take a night off. Yeah, thank you for everyone who was able to stop by. I had a couple new viewers. Always appreciate the new viewers. Hope you enjoy some of the corruptions that you get to see. I certainly enjoy doing them, and I'm going to keep doing them for a while here. Now let's find someone to host. I'll find a retro. See if I got one of the retro buddies online right now. I usually watch with you guys for about half an hour to an hour, so find something I am interested in watching as well. Oh, it's Animal Crossing soundtrack. I forgot to remove the sound from you. Hello. I'm gonna check Dwarf Fortress to see if anyone's on there. I also feel like in the mood for Dwarf Fortress. Only 3 guys online. There's not a lot of people, and 2 of them might be bots. So shoot. It actually has some pretty cool AI bots over at Dwarf Fortress. I'm looking into it. I haven't got around to it yet. I need a better PC, but very neat idea. Oh, thanks, Facebook. There's something with Mario, 100%ing. Doing Stalker Show. I've never heard of that before. I'm so indecisive. A rerun. I can't host a rerun. Guess I could, but I want to give some of the viewers. Mario Superstar, let's do that. Alright. Real quick, send them a host. Once again, thank you everyone who stopped by. I'm going to call it for the night, but I'll see you all in the next one. Well, I was actually just calling it for the night. Good to see you though, we're going to host someone here. We had a pretty good stockpile. I went through it at the very end if you want to go back. Just missed me. But I'll be sure to... I'm hosting tomorrow for sure. You just hopping into one now? Check out the VOD for sure. We had a pretty good one too. I like Legend of Zelda. It works very well. But yeah, again, thank you for everyone who was able to stop by. I'll see you all in the next one.